Welcome to Greater Verde Valley Chamber Chat, the show that brings the heartbeat of the Verde Valley straight to your screen. Each episode covers timely local topics, highlights upcoming community events, and showcases the small businesses that make this region shine. Viewers will hear directly from local business owners and community leaders who are shaping the future of the Verde Valley. It's all about supporting local, staying informed, and strengthening our shared community. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. And now, here's our host, President and CEO of the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, Christian Oliva Del Rio.
Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, President and CEO for the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. And with me today, a very special friend, looking at your title here, and man, it's grown pretty significantly. We've got Administrative Sergeant, School Resource Sergeant, Public Information Officer, Dustin Richardson for the Camp Verde Marshal's Office.
Yes, thanks for having me. Yeah, I do have a lot of titles, and I have my hat in a lot of arenas.
Right. Well, we were just joking. Your name tag must be like
super
long.
my email footer you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm involved in a lot of those things. Community outreach, and administrative systems, and the things that make the marshal's office run. Obviously, there's a patrol function, and that is essential. There's also behind the scenes things that people don't think about. The computers in the car don't run by themselves. The dispatch center doesn't run by itself. So there's a lot of people that are necessary to do all those operational things.
Well, let me tell you, I'm excited to do this interview. I have to tell you, you're my first law enforcement officer to be on the show, so this is kind of exciting.
Good.
Got a lot of respect for what you guys do out there, and appreciate your commitment and service to the community. So
thank you.
I always like to start out our conversation just to learn a little bit more about you. And so, tell us, share a bit about your background. How long have you been in the Verde Valley? What brought you here? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Sure. I grew up in Phoenix. I was born and raised in Arizona. So I've been in the state many years without giving up my age. Yeah. I see some gray hairs coming in, but long time.
Tell me about it.
But I've been in the Verde Valley for about 30 years.
Wow.
And we moved, my family had a ranch in Cornville, still does.
Mm-hmm.
And we got out of the valley and came up north, and my cousin and I started school up here at Yavapai College many moons ago.
Right.
And we've had the family farm there. My uncle and his family have been here since the high school was in Jerome, right?
Wow,
so
right.
we've always kind of had
years.
We've had our heart here, and it's time to get out of the Phoenix area.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, I worked for a paint company in town in Cottonwood and managed a branch there for many years, and was looking for something different to do that was more impactful and had more passion for.
Sure.
Selling paint was great and profitable in some times, but many people remember the old 2008, 2009 time frame. That rolled around, and the pressures were there, and it wasn't enjoyable. It was just too much weight from up top, and so my cousin and I both decided, what are we going to do with our lives? So we both became cops.
Yeah. Wow.
So my cousin worked for we're kind of like brothers. So he went to work for YCSO, and I went to work for CVMO.
Yeah.
And been there since 2014. So been a little bit of everything over there. I started as a patrolman and a training officer. I rode the motorcycle out there for quite some time. Yeah. Went to detectives, patrol sergeant, and then an administrative sergeant role came up. And at this time, I was already the school resource officer supervisor, which I enjoy. I think the impact that we can have with children in that bridge with law enforcement and education is critical. And I have children that are that age too, right?
That's huge, right.
In the schools. So, I saw the administrative sergeant position came up, and I said, I'd really like to get away from doing the casework and learn more about what makes an organization run behind the scenes.
Right.
And there's records keeping. It's critical for our jobs, right?
Sure.
Reports and records, property and evidence.
So many things, right?
A lot of stuff. There's software systems all these things that are flashy and have lights on them and sounds and computers and all this different stuff that are at a police department. There's people that manage those things, and it was fascinating.
People
honestly.
don't think about it, right?
No.
You think you're just seeing the guy in the
patrol car
vehicle,
that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And there's so many other aspects.
Just little things. Their camera systems, everything. There's a lot to it. Yeah.
Right. So I had the pleasure and honor meeting you through Verde Valley Leadership that you just went through.
We just finished up.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that played a little bit of a role in maybe you looking at and exploring other, career advancements. So
I think, that was a great program. I've always been, for many years, I've been in some sort of form of leadership, and that was more of a refining your abilities, learning different, angles and approaches to leadership.
Sure.
And I know it's going to help me. Obviously, I have aspirations for further growth, right?
So, absolutely.
Between that and some of the things I've learned and the mentors and people that I've worked with throughout my careers have, kind of got me into this position.
Sure. True leaders never stop learning, right?
Never.
And that's,
Never.
That's the thing. You got to look at all these different options. And so, we're starting up the new class here, class 19. I was in class 2.
Okay.
So I've seen the program change
the growth,
over the years.
Yeah.
So no, I appreciate you, going through it and again being a leader, because it's not always about what you take from the program; it's also what you give back. And I think you played an instrumental role in the class, in that mentoring, in that partnerships and growing.
Agreed.
So,
agreed. And I have to think
that's what the program is about, really.
It is.
So,
Networking and yeah.
But it's life, right?
A lot of it is, and some of it's like, I get this, but then you start thinking about it more, and you're like, well, I could probably do better in this, part of my leadership role, or the way I look at things, or implement things you learn from other people, in the programs. Sure. And I have to obviously thank the town of Camp Verde, because they're investing in their leaders.
Yeah, I love that.
Right. And that's something that they put us in that class. They paid for us to go. There was 4 of us that went to that.
Yeah.
So I know the town manager and the council there. It was a big investment, and they're investing in their community and their leaders and their organization.
It's clear. Camp Verde is really doing an amazing job, and I've seen the growth. I've also been in the Verde Valley for about 30 years.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, very very siloed, each community kind of, and I've seen that change over the years, and that's
I have
good.
too. In a lot of different aspects, and no organization. It's just it's going in the right direction.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit more. I've recently heard some exciting news. Camp Verde's marshal office has expanded to 3 canine units.
That is a hot topic item right now.
Right.
Unfortunately, recently we had one of our dogs passed away. So that's kind of part of the story a lot of people are familiar with. But we started with 1 canine, and then we went to get another one. And at the training facility and with the folks that we partner with, they said, "Hey, we got another dog here that has a heart problem. Right. He could live a long life. He could pass away in a year. But if you guys want him, no one else will take him." We're like, "Heck yeah, we'll take him, right?" So we had 3 dogs there for a while, and everyone likes to know their names. So it's Gunner, Chopper, and Maverick.
Always they come up with the coolest names, right?
They are cool names. And just recently, I put out some stuff on our social media page, which we'll talk about later. But asking the public, because with Maverick's passing, we received a very generous donation from a local business to go acquire another dog. So next month, we're going to send one of our deputies up to Washington State and get another dog. So I said, "Hey, what do you think we should name the dog?"
Right.
And the names have been pouring in, right?
Yeah,
so we're going to present all those to the donor, and ultimately they get to pick.
That's cool, right? Yeah, why not?
They're the ones that provided that resource for us. So,
for sure.
But we got 3, 2 now, but another one here shortly.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that the community appreciates that, and they are officers.
They are,
and there's a lot of respect for them and the service that they're providing. And so, what kind of impact would you say that they've had on public safety?
Well, you say people appreciate the dogs, and there's a reason for it, is because they're cleaning up the streets.
Yeah.
Just straightforward. We have had numerous, and I would, to the tune of probably about 20, I don't have the stats on me now, but like narcotics trafficking sales cases. Yeah. Not to mention the folks that are unfortunately struggling with addiction out there that we're getting on personal use cases, but the traffickers, the ones that are bringing it into the community. Yeah. And I'm talking thousands of fentanyl pills and pounds of methamphetamine and stuff that people, they don't really see it. We see it, right? Because we're the ones out there doing it, but slowly they start to see it, because the impact that it has on the community is that now we've had a significant reduction in burglaries and property crimes, thefts, stuff like that feed those addictions, right? Not to mention, there's no other way to say this other than just say it straightforward, is that we have informants in the community.
Yeah.
We have people that we talk to, people that are struggling with substance abuse.
Yeah.
They're coming to us and telling us, like, we can't find drugs in this community, and people are scared to bring them into Camp Verde because your reputation is we are going to find
your job, right? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and that's
right.
gives me shivers thinking about it.
Right.
That's quite an achievement.
It's huge, and so I would imagine your proximity to the highway and everything, right? Junk food junction. You're going to see a lot more of that kind of
major corridor,
right?
Yeah,
it's huge. So obviously, your canine units are disrupting that whole trafficking efforts, and so
they're aggressive and they're passionate,
right?
And they're all Camp Verdeans,
right?
You know what I mean? So
sure.
That goes a long way.
It's huge. You got to take pride in your community and everything. And so, one of the huge benefits is, and I've been able to see a couple demonstrations with the canine units, and those dogs love what they do, right?
Very much so, and that's why we were happy to take Maverick and give him a year to go out on the road, because that's what he was trained to do from the time he was a puppy. And if he could have that time and pass away happy and doing his thing, then it's better than him sitting in a kennel somewhere. But the cool thing about our dogs too is we decided to go with single-purpose dogs.
Yeah.
So they're not bite dogs, the ones that you really can't keep around the community or take to events, because that's their job, is to bite bad guys, right?
Sure.
We have a golden retriever and a Labrador right now. Maverick was also a lab, but you take them everywhere, and the kids love it, and it's just another good outreach tool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you mentioned individuals struggling with substance abuse and informants, right? And so, what do you say about enforcement presence and the reputation? Can you tell us a little bit more, kind of, about that?
Well, the enforcement presence is kind of what I was discussing with you. People know that are in that community, unfortunately, that this is not the place. Right. This is not the place, and you're seeing the drugs dry up. So therefore, it's harder for people to get drugs. Maybe they're take a look at what they're going through in their life and decide to maybe start going the other direction, right? But we partner with Matt Forrest quite a bit, and that's an important partnership that we have. Right. We participate in fatality overdose review boards and things like that, steering committees, so that we can really give our input and be a part of the change and education with some of the resources that they provide, and Yavapai County, health management services and stuff like that. So
it's huge. Matt Force is doing great things.
My child was just telling me that he's like, Matt Force is at our school, and they were doing like all these different vape things and about dangers of vaping and drugs and drinking and driving, and they're everywhere. Every time I turn around, Matt Force is doing something. So they're putting time in the community, and they're making a change. And we have seen overdose rates going down. It's kind of one of those things where this fentanyl became really popular, and people started getting educated, and unfortunately there were people passing away. Right. And the family's affected by it. So I think it took a little time to catch on, but they're dropping.
Yeah, a little history for you, and a few people know, but I moved here originally from San Francisco Bay Area, and unfortunately got mixed up in meth. And was doing that for a number of years. And when I moved here, it was to move away from everything and everybody that I knew. And it was kind of shocking to move here and realize that it was here too, And Matt Force came into play, and I remember sitting on that steering committee, and hearing stories about individuals that were, you kind of get this mentality that once you're addicted, you're always addicted, and you're not going to be able to get out of it. And I'm living proof that that's not the case, and with organizations like that.
It's something we never talked about. And another reason I got into law enforcement, my father and mother were both heroin addicts for most of my life. My father was in and out of prison. My mother passed away from a drug overdose. So that stuff in the beginning of my career was really a driver to help the community. And consequences sometimes are necessary to change behaviors.
It does,
and
really. It changed my life, and I appreciate you sharing that. It's like if more organizations like that and individuals like yourself, giving back to the community and sharing that there are options. Right?
The reputation's rough for law enforcement.
It is.
But there's people that really care.
Yeah.
And I know we have a very strong organization of passionate individuals, and I'm sure every department does that, but I'll tell you, I feel it and I know it.
Yeah.
And we all have our own families in this community, and we don't want to see things happen, bad things happen to good people, right?
Right, absolutely. All right, I'm thinking we're going to take a quick little break,
Get some water.
Get some water, and we'll enjoy, and we'll come right back.
All right,
okay?
sounds good.
All right, folks, come back and join us.
Driving high can get you a DUI. Instead of getting behind the wheel, designate a sober driver or rideshare. In Arizona, drug-impaired driving is illegal even if the drug is legal. So drive sober or not at all. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving since drugs slow your reaction time and cloud your judgment. If you feel different, you drive different. Visit drivesober.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Your everyday choices can help shape your future. Choosing healthy meals rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, along with consistent exercise, can help reduce your risk of dementia. Even small changes, like a short walk a few times a week or eating less processed foods, can make a difference. Eat smart, move more, protect your mind. Visit alz.org/healthy habits to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Meth and cocaine are dangerous drugs. They don't have to be mixed with fentanyl to be deadly. In Arizona, deaths involving stimulants like meth and cocaine are rising. Both are highly addictive, and there is no medication that can reverse a meth overdose. Instead of thinking, it can't happen to me or my loved ones, get informed, recognize the warning signs, understand the risks, and know that help is available. Learn more at thenewmeth.com. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Before placing a bet in Arizona, make sure you are using a regulated gaming operator. It's simple. Visit gaming.az.gov for a list of regulated operators in our state. Be on the lookout for unregulated platforms offering risk-free betting, high bonuses, or only accepting cryptocurrency. If you suspect illegal gaming operations, report it to us at gaming.az.gov. Together, we can keep gaming safe and fair. Double-check before you place your bet at gaming.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
All right, welcome back to Chamber Chat. Again, I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. And again, with me, I'm just going to say Sergeant Richardson, if that's okay.
We can cut some of that back.
Yeah, well, I do so much for our community, and it just really is appreciated. So, we had a lot of talk earlier session here about, narcotics and everything. But what might the public not know about the Camp Verde Marshal's office?
Well, I think people just see a patrol car or an office and they just kind of pass by. There's a lot of things going on inside, right? And part of that is I'm really passionate about community engagement, and I'm trying to build more of a presence with social media and advertising. I say advertisement, and people think of advertisement as I'm trying to sell something, and maybe I kind of am.
Maybe you are, yeah.
Like a positive
Right.
culture of law enforcement to the community,
Right.
and show people what we're doing, and
That's
that
a
we're there to
great
support
product.
them. It is a great product. So I
Yeah.
just thought, I guess I am trying to sell something, right?
Yeah.
But I've been working with the Yavapai Broadcasting a little bit to try to get some airtime so people can see some of the things that we're doing and hear what we're doing. Because, like I say, you just drive by patrol cars and you just think, well, they're just out there to give me a speeding ticket. And there's a lot more to it. We're trying to create new programs and build upon some of the programs that we already have in place for community engagement. And I think that's just huge. Like, go out and talk to a deputy and just get to know and who they are, and kind of take that whole they're not just a cop in a uniform, right? They're people, and they care about you.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Well, and
it's tough in this community, or in society now, right?
Right.
So I got to personalize and humanize these people.
We were talking about, what was it? You guys are our friends and our neighbors, right? You live in the same
100%,
community, right?
100%,
And so, why wouldn't you?
And we all have the same goal,
right?
A safe community to live in and raise our families in, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love it, and I love that you're not just taking advantage of Yavapai Broadcasting, but you're also taking advantage
of the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, right? Yes. So Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce got to give us a plug.
Yep.
Again, Camp Verde, forward thinking and looking and seeing the potential and partnerships.
100%.
And
talking about the Verde Valley Leadership Program,
Right.
those are some of the things I really started thinking about is what are we doing for outreach and who can we use and partner with in the community. We all have the same goal of promoting the Verde Valley.
Right.
And with some of the enforcement efforts that we've had, it's becoming, and it's always been a safe place to live, but I think people are really starting to see the changes now that with us being out there and being proactive, a lot of these property crimes like we talked about, the thefts, the burglars, things, those are reducing. that's enticing to business.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
If I'm gonna put a business somewhere, I want it to be a safe community, and I want to be able to trust that my property is going to be safe. So
just to flash back a little bit, we talked about, what do you think that the community's positive effect, and on local business and economic development, right? That's huge.
It is that. It
Right?
is that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with that, we have to have people that want to move here and spend their money here,
Sure.
right? So if I don't want to raise my children here because it's not a safe place to be, I'm not going to move here with my family or buy a home here.
Right. Or start a business.
Right. So yeah,
That's
directly
good.
relates.
Yeah. So community outreach, right? You're doing a lot, and you've conducted several things over this past year. What are you particularly proud of?
Well, I have to say I'm really proud of my National Night Out events because that's all. I have a committee that does that, but I've kind of been like the spearhead on that for a long time, and I couldn't do it without my administrative assistants, my property evidence people, my volunteers, other deputies. It does, and it's a huge event. But I think we're all really proud of that event because it's kind of our big crown jewel, if you will, for the year. And I'm always looking to grow with that and partner with other folks that can come and help promote that event.
Sure.
Kids love seeing the tables and all the people at the tables with different little things and talk about what's going on and educational components.
The police cars and
all that. And even the broadcast vans and everything, right? But the parents are there with them too, right? So people like yourself can talk about what the chamber's doing when they're passing through the tables. So I like to diversify that because a lot of it should be a law enforcement type event, but our partners that we work
it's all
with,
about community.
It really is. So we're trying to put other folks in there with that. It's not just police cars and SWAT teams, right? There's more to the community than that.
Although I have to tell you, growing up, I had the cop car with the SWAT van.
Trust me, those are the most popular tables.
Action figures.
Yeah, those are the most popular tables. Don't get me wrong, but I like the educational component too because our with all those children there, we had the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children out there talking about online dangers last year. That was huge.
It's huge, yeah.
And that's a big problem right now. But yeah, I am looking for, because and as an organization we are, but my role is kind of to try to find these opportunities, right? And we've been talking about the Coffee with a Cop event.
Right.
And we've been having some struggles with attendance with that because we've been traditionally holding that on Wednesdays in the mornings. I know it's difficult. It's a blue collar community, busy, man. We're all working. Right. And we got kids and we got things going on. So we tried to change it to dinner with a deputy. Right. And I'm going to try that a couple more times, see if it gains any traction. Yeah. But on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, even at 5 p.m., it's like maybe I got to get my kids ready. Homework's got to get done. I got to feed the dog, whatever it is, right? So I want more community input. And we have social media outlets. Anybody can send us messages anytime of what they think, or call me. Right. But I want the community's input. Like, what do you think would be the best way to engage more with you? Yeah. Right. For sure. Just give me some ideas because I'll take them. I don't know everything, and I'm always looking for that input. Right.
So obviously social media, and then is there a Camp Verde Marshal's office website or anything?
So it's campverde.az.gov. Okay. And that has a marshal's office link, and that has opportunities for volunteering services, which I'm trying to plug a lot right now because we need volunteers. Huge. They help us with a lot of our operations. We can't do it without those guys or gals. Yeah. But campverde.az.gov. We have our Camp Verde Marshal's Office Facebook page. Right. And I'm slowly
started Instagram.
So I had an Instagram account, and we had some movement at the office. Couldn't even log into it, so I created a new page. Yeah. So I'm proud of my 94 followers right now. So
I'm going to go follow
getting some traction.
Yeah,
please do. Anybody that hears this message.
Yeah.
Our Facebook's pretty popular.
Yeah.
But I'm reaching a different demographic with Instagram, right? Because there's a Facebook demographic and there's an Instagram demographic. Right. We all know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share a little story with you because, again, so we were kind of talking about our social media guru that helped us get to the next level, right? And so I've always... All right, I'm of that generation. I'm Facebook, right?
Yep.
I remember MySpace, okay?
Oh, yeah, I remember too. Yeah, and flip phones.
We were wondering, we kept going, we're on our chamber mixers. We're thinking, geez, everybody's 50-plus years old at these events. When do we start getting some younger demographic? Well,
and I recognize that,
as soon as we hit Instagram,
changes,
boom,
right?
It changed.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Isn't that funny? So
it's proven, and there's analytics that support it on in Meta, right?
Yeah,
I was at a public information officer training.
Look at you, Meta. You already know.
I do. Not too long ago, and the gentleman that was teaching our class that was from FBI LEDA, mentioned to us that to really get that younger crowd and for recruitment purposes as well. I don't know if you knew this, kind of a cool stat. By the time a child reaches 14 years of age, they've already decided what they want to do in their career.
Yeah.
And they're not on Facebook.
Right.
So
you
got to change the tide. And TikTok is my next hurdle.
Yeah.
And getting the folks to do. I'm like, I need reels, guys. I need reels.
I'm still hesitant. I don't know why, but you're right. You're right. It's the way to.
That's how you get. That's how you get out to the community.
Right.
So
well, I'm glad that you're also using the chamber because I think that's definitely a way where we can help spread the word and help build some of that traffic and get some of your followers.
You will be on my next string of emails for the events.
Absolutely, please. Just send us everything because I love what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to helping promoting and building that audience for you.
We appreciate it.
So looking forward, 26. We're already 2 months deep into this.
Yeah.
What community engagement events are you planning and various neighborhood community within Camp Verde?
Well, the most recent was we have a big, beautiful new apartment complex in Camp Verde called Sycamore Vistas, right? And they approached us and they want to do some community outreach with their tenants over there. And there's quite a few units, I think about 450 if I recall. So we're going to have a big old barbecue over there, and they want to invite the public. So they got a big, beautiful courtyard out there with a pool. We're saying let's grill up some hot dogs and hang out with the community out there. And they were they wanted to invite the public to that too. So I think anybody will be able to attend that. I do have to start planning for National Night Out because that takes me about 6 months to get together. More of the coffee with the cop stuff, obviously, but then just participating in our local events. We were just at Touch a Truck on Saturday, participating in that. We've got some pecan and wine festivals coming up, and Corn Fest is coming up. So more partnerships,
exactly.
Right? Just piggybacking off of some of the stuff that's already happening.
More community touches, more opportunity for education. So that's great stuff.
And we just grew our staff a little bit more in the last couple of months, so that's exciting. We've just got 4 new deputies to keep up with some of the growth, and we're looking at getting some more. So recruitment efforts, just saying.
Excellent.
Yeah, start thinking about a good career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic career.
And serving your community, so it's huge. So Dustin and I thank you a lot. Appreciate the work you're doing.
Thanks, man.
I know it's not always easy, but it takes individuals like you to step up and hear the call and move forward.
We got a good team. We got a good team over there.
Thank you.
And I'd like for everyone to come mingle with them and meet them and talk to them because they are human beings like everyone else that just are passionate about their community.
Right. Very good. So again, I'm looking forward to helping you promote everything and pushing everything that you're doing out there, and just keep up the great work. And thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, man.
It.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. That's Chamber Chat this time around, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Greater Verde Valley Chamber Chat, the show that brings the heartbeat of the Verde Valley straight to your screen. Thank you to our host, President and CEO of the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, Christian Oliva Del Rio. Tune in next time to stay up to date on timely local topics, learn about upcoming community events, and the small businesses that make this region shine. It's all about supporting locals, staying informed, and strengthening our shared community. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow.